Well, let's go back to the studio, and the guys in the studio will have to pick the bones out of that one. Chris, over to you.
Ali, Andy, thank you very much. Well, the mood changed in this studio quite a bit in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Did not see that comeback coming, Keith.
No, to be honest, I didn't see Palace having 2 shots, let alone scoring 2 goals. And then you think, I think a lot of the topic was about the tactics, about staying in the game from Roy and Crystal Palace, and you can see why Roy's had longevity in the game, and that knowledge that he's got about staying in the game, and you never know what can happen. At 2-0, I think everybody in the stadium, not only in the studio, was a comfortable win. Goals change games, goals change mentality. That one goal, that little bit of belief, and then they go and get the second goal from the penalty.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the goals clearly changed the game, but what, with 15 minutes to go, Manchester City 2-0 up. They'd already had a goal disallowed. We were planning to talk about Rico Lewis and his first Premier League goal, and what a great day it was going to be for Manchester City. At that point, 1 point off the top of the Premier League and going to the World Club Cup in great spirits, Kit, but it's just all changed.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I mean, it's the sloppiness of the first goal for me was the real key to it. And it's just
where do you put the not the blame or the fault, but the sloppiness? Which bit?
Well, there's a few mistakes. You actually look at the goal, and it was like Walker thinks Diaz is going to deal with it, so he sort of ambles back. Diaz then doesn't really get tight enough, lets the cross come in too easy. Aki thinks Diaz is going to deal with it, so Mateta gambles and gets across the front. So from the Palace point of view, they'll say it's a good goal, but from City, there's 2 or 3 instances where you can stop it quite easily. But they've been so in control, and these defenders, the centre backs, have just been attacking and playing forward with the ball. They've not done any defending, and suddenly they get called into it, and they weren't quite at it for that split second, like three mistakes, and ends up in the back of the net.
Yeah, Ian, your old club do deserve some credit, because it looked like they were buried at one point.
To be fair, we were all thinking about going home, weren't we? We were all thinking this dead and this buried, and just one forward ball. I think that's what... I'm not even talking about the defending from that. Man City don't normally let you look up, have time and play a ball over the top. They don't normally do that. For some reason, the midfield player wasn't there. That causes the problem behind you. And from my point of view, the play that the Palace players did, Schlupp was fantastic, a fantastic cross, and Matete really wanted it. He almost looked, but Ake got himself in the right position but couldn't deal with it. So it's still a shock that they go on and get a second one. Do you know what I mean? And I think when you look at Roy's made 2 really positive substitutes. Is he a bear? I know how good he is, because I had him as a player myself, and you know, in the end they could have nicked it. So for me, that last cross, that could have been a total disaster for Man City. As it is, it's very disappointing, because they should have had it in the bag. With all the players they've got missing, I'm still seeing a terrific side here today, in my opinion. Do you get what I mean? I think they're brilliant. I think the way they do things, and football just slaps you in the face every now and again. And to me, that's a wet fish in the face. They didn't deserve it. They didn't. Do you get what I mean? And I don't think Palace, if you look at it, they'll be going home on that bus thinking, how did we do that?
We wanted to do a thing on your our favourite quotes of yours before the game, but wet fish in the face is what you've given us.
No, but it is. You get what I mean? That is, isn't it? No one, even watching it, Palace didn't deserve that, did they? But they got it. So what can we say?
I don't think you can say they didn't deserve it.
No, not a 2-2 draw. They didn't.
Oh no,
they didn't deserve to get beat by more than 2, but. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's football sometimes.
They've had a game plan, and they've stuck to that game plan religiously, and they've got something out of the game. So you've got to say, you've got to give them credit to Roy Hodgson there, because a lot of people would have said, "Oh, do we do it earlier? Do we say, all right, let's go and have a go at City now?"
I would have done that earlier. I probably lost 4-0. But all I'm saying, his goalie has been injured. He's put him back in. That's a brave decision. Yeah. Really brave decision. Well done, Roy. The kid's had a fantastic game. Let's face it, he's won them the point, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, City scored a second goal. The game should be won, really. If the game's then managed properly.
Third time they had the ball
management on the pitch. Like I say, it's a draw from the jaws of victory. Yeah. So it will really hurt. That will really hurt City feeling because, like I say, chance-wise, they created enough chances to win the game comfortably. It's just a little bit sloppiness.
Yeah, so no doubt about it that Manchester City were the best team on the pitch today. Ultimately, the points are shared. But 26 games this season, Keith, only 5 clean sheets now for Manchester City. Something has changed from this season and last.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams and a lot of coaches now are understanding how City play, and sometimes accepting and say, right, well, we can possession them, but we can counter-attack them and staying in the game. And again, you can tell there's an atmosphere around the football stadium here at 2-1 that you're thinking is something happening. And again, the only way you can put that to bed, probably from my point of view, I think Pep's only disappointment will be the dominance that they had of possession of the ball in the second half. They didn't create, and Henderson wasn't busy enough in the Crystal Palace goal. And you've got, again, today you've got to give Palace credit for that. 2 banks of 5, sometimes negative because you're saying the centre forward sitting right back in deep as well. But they knew they had to deny spaces and deny goal scoring or clear shots to make goal scoring opportunities.
Let's focus on the positives, which would be there were a couple of good goals today, and Jack Grealish getting on the score sheet with a really lovely goal in the first half. Creative work from Phil Foden and Grealish sweeping the ball in. That's a positive to take because he's back in the team now with Jeremy Doku unavailable injured kit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there are positives to take. It was first half especially, we created a lot of chances. As Curle just said, Henderson played very well for Palace, but he didn't probably have to make enough saves. Should have worked him a bit more for the dominance. But yeah, like I say, listen, City are a fantastic football team going forward. We know that, but it is that lack of clean sheets and maybe that ruthlessness to really see games out. Like I say, 2-0 for me today, the game should have been won with the dominance City had in the game. Should have seen the game through quite comfortably, but it's. I spoke about the first goal. The second one then is Phil Foden gives it away on the halfway line and then tries to make amends for his mistake. But
went to VAR, probably didn't need VAR.
No, I don't think so. It's a big blind swing and he makes contact with it too. It goes down obviously, so I think it's a clear penalty. Yeah,
one other positive I want to take. We talked a lot about academy and pathways through to the first team, Ollie. These guys are a little fortunate. They get to see Rico Lewis play fairly regularly. It's a bit of a new one for you. What did you make of his performance today?
Absolutely brilliant, honestly. I look at him from my point of view as I've seen him most as a left back, to see him slot in that midfield role and be so comfortable and also balance it out and understand that he can drop back in when Rodri runs forward or if Stones is playing, he goes forward. So I think the kid's really got it. He's got a fantastic football brain and he's at the right place. So for me, loads and loads of positives. As I say, you might not be able to see it because you see it every week. For me, it's been an education, a football lesson of where they're going and what they're doing. I don't see it as a big problem. For me, once you've won everything last year, the biggest problem is what we're going to be like next year mentally. And sometimes life just kicks you and you got to get up and you got to find a way. And how difficult is it? They're on a bus tonight, they're on a plane tonight, they're going over, they've got a tough week next week, and then there's no rest for them, But if you want to win, you got to keep going, and their manager certainly wants to win. So however bad it feels in there, the goals that Palace got, the way they did it, some of their players are exceptional. That's why they're still doing well in this league. And you got to take that sometimes. Unfortunately, they took their chances when, their goalie also had a good game. So the things that go against you when you're a City team and you're expecting to win, that's football. It happened today, unfortunately. But, I'm going home and I'm thinking, well done, Palace. But it's more luck than judgment, in my opinion, because for me, if you're going to take on somebody as good as City, you need more chances. You need to threaten them more than they did today, because really that should have been a defeat.
Yeah.
But well done to Palace today.
So City had the ball in the net as well for a goal that didn't count. Any complaints, gents, over the offside? Free kick straight in, Julian Alvarez, and Rodri was offside but ducked under the ball.
Yeah, but I don't think he ducked underneath it. I think he went to head it.
He made an attempt to head it. Yeah. So it was a clear offside. So you've got to give that. So I don't think we can have any complaints with that, really.
Okay, fair. So 2-2 it has finished here at the Etihad Stadium. Now, Ollie touched on the fact that there is no rest for the wicked for these Manchester City players. What were you saying? Bus tonight onto a plane off to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, they're going tonight, aren't they? They're on their way.
And they now know who they will play in the Club World Cup semi-final on Tuesday after the result between the Mexican side Leon and the Japanese side Urawa Red Diamonds. They'll play the Japanese team on Tuesday night. City going for the opportunity to win 5 trophies in a calendar year, which would be just an incredible achievement if they can get over the line. Fluminense, the Brazilian team, is the likely opponent if they get through to the final. City are new to the competition. Pep Guardiola is not new to it, so he won his previous 3. Barcelona in 09, 11, and with Bayern in 2013. How important do you think that experience will be for Pep Guardiola and perhaps for the players to go to a tournament that's completely alien to them, but the gaffer knows what?
Again, I think Pep's well versed in competition football as well. So and again, it's difficult today because he's going to have to travel with the team and knowing that it's not just Pep that's upset. The players are upset, because the players have had a taste of success. With the success they had last season, and he knew how they got it. So again, but managing that disappointment is massive in football as well. People sometimes don't understand that you can't get players to get off the bus. You can't dig people out. You can't have a go at them too much because you need them on Tuesday night. So it's getting that balance right. He'll be in there. He'll have his rant and his rave, and he'll have his say. And everything that he says will be true because that game today, I think, as Kit just mentioned, the game should have been done and dusted at 2-0, but it wasn't, and you have to deal with that. So it proves that there's still room for improvement, which is probably quite scary to say when you think about what City have done last season, and there's still more to come from them.
You think City go full throttle for the Club World Cup? It's a trophy they've never won.
A bit of a difficult one now after the sort of little run of results recently, but I think they'll go pretty strong. Certainly, whether they go full throttle or not, I'm not sure. I think it could be an opportunity for some of the sort of fringe players, younger players, to certainly feature, get some game time. But as we've seen already, these are quality players. It's not exactly putting out a weakened team. It's just a different team. They've got such strength in depth now and some real quality players coming through.
I'm just laughing because for me, you've got De Bruyne out, who I would pay to watch myself, and Haaland, who I'd have loved to have seen get 5 minutes even. And you take 2 players like that out of any team in the world, and you're going to struggle. But there's also 2 more, and you don't realise how lucky you are. I'm not being funny. You have such a wonderful club developing here. It is scary. It is scary for the rest of the world. That is the gospel truth. So, and Pep knows this tournament. He knows where he's going. He'd have already planned it. And when he doesn't make substitutions, I think that's because he knows that somebody's going to play on Tuesday night, and he wants this lot to see this through. So, however, and he'll get criticised for that because I know he has in the past. But no one does it like him. No one has got what he has going on in his head, and I know that they'll bounce back again, and they will be in it for the long haul, and they're the ones to catch. And if you're ahead of them in a minute, you better watch out by the end of the season because they will come steamrolling through no matter what. If you look at Arsenal last year, and who beat them to overtake them? This lot. So you should not be too worried, any of you. I think you're spoiled. I think the manager's brilliant. The way your club's going is I've had a sensational day. And not because Palace came back and drew. At the end of the day, I watched a brilliant game. They were dominating it. They didn't kill it off. The manager can use that and say, look, boys, this is what we need to do. Come on. And I don't think dropping 2 is too big a situation. Hopefully, Haaland will be fit at the right time of the season when you need him, not this little period. And I'm sure the mental strength that they all found last year to do an incredible feat, they will find again.
Echo that?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. They're proven winners. They understand it. Sometimes, again, it's massive in football is how you handle disappointment individually and collectively as a football club. How you handle that disappointment of dropping 2 points today.
Yeah. The other thing I would wonder is if you get a trophy at this time of year, like winning the League Cup is the first trophy that you can win in any normal season. Pep's done it so many times, and so often it's been the kicker to go to that next step, to go on with the league, maybe the FA Cup, maybe even Europe. Who knows? Well, we're going to be on air, Matchday Live, 5 o'clock UK time for a 6 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday. Kel Spellman joined in the studio by Izzy Christiansen, the former City and England midfielder. Sean Wright-Phillips is here too, and Jolyon Lescott for that. Now, we've got a little bit of time. Kit, would you stand up and just model me this jump?
Model, absolutely.
You've kept it on? These are sprayed on us. Look at this. We love this, these little scarves. Now, this is all to cap. What's it got on the back? Go on. You having that? Merry Christmas. The greatest season of all. Last season, of course, Manchester City
Really,
doing the treble. Go on, hold it up like you're a new signing.
Santa. Look at
That genuinely looked like it was spray painted. You look fantastic in that. You should take one of those away for the Christmas turkey. Now, it's all for a good cause, so you can buy these in the Manchester City Club shop, and they will donate £5 to everyone sold to our charity, City in the Community. So not only are you looking pretty good at Christmas time, but you're also helping our chosen charity. And indeed, here's a little bit more on that right now.
Can I put a few balls? 2 balls? Bottle? Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling generous this year. Oh, this teddy's cute.
Look like you, Miss.
Merry Christmas. Ball. Okay, go on.
Right. This is a lucky kid, Erling.
Yeah.
So we're here and we're going to give some young City fans a little Christmas surprise. You okay? Here we go. You got me top? Put it there, high five.
Merry Christmas and Phil and Ronnie.
How are you, my mate? What's your name?
Yeah, good.
How are you?
Yeah, good.
All the better for seeing you, pal.
That's what I was trying to shower.
I have something for you. For you. Yeah.
There we go.
So there you go, great cause, and I'll never get over how good Jack Grealish is when he's just out in the community talking to regular people. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's excellent. I think you get an understanding of the lad's personality there, which is shining through.
Yeah, and all of them actually, Phil Foden as well, just brilliant, brilliant. So why not? Get on the website, see what you can buy. We've got so much stuff, and a lot of the money goes to charity as well. Right, guys, Ian, Kit, Keith, not the result that maybe 3 out of 4 of us were hoping for today, but one of us on debut is just a little bit wistful with the smile there. Have you enjoyed yourself, Ollie?
It's not that at all. I have had the fantastic... I got here at 9:45, and I was able to wander around this beautiful stadium, and this is football for the future. This whole club's got a vision of where it wants to go, and boy, am I envious. Come on, Bristol, where are you? No wonder you left, Keith.
Yeah. We should say as well, before the game, Ian, you do some brilliant artwork, and he's done some artwork of Pep Guardiola. And while we were live on the show, you made a very generous offer. Do you want to remind us what that is?
Yeah, I'm going to give it for auction, and whoever buys it will be putting money into your... yeah, there it is. That's Phil Mitchell, that one. No, it's 100% by me. I just try and do it. I don't sketch it out or anything. And
you're donating that to the city and the community?
I am, yeah. And please be generous, and all the money goes to City and the community.
You are one good egg and a very good artist as well. Really enjoyed that. Thank you. And it's signed by Ollie, and been told Rovers won today.
Go on, a gas.
So there you go, smiling on 2 fronts. Kit, Keith, thanks for being with us. We will work with you again, no doubt. I've been Chris Latchem. Thank you to all of our team who make this show work. And thank you to all of you guys, for watching at home. We'll see you again soon.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.